bom dia. Segundo dia, hoje é dia 30 de agosto. Tô cansado. Nossa, tô muito cansado. Fui dormir ontem tarde pra dedéu. E agora a gente tem a primeira reunião com a Fortis, que é uma marca suíça. E lá no Boa Rivage. Hoje o dia tá até tranquilo. As reuniões estão mais espaçadas. Olha essa loja que interessante. Souvenir horlogerie. Vamos ver. Um monte de cuco. Chiqueiro. Esse relógio é muito maneiro, ele é da estação de trem. É absurdo. Aqui é bem fácil de andar, não tem muito mistério. Uma pequena cidade, né? A gente vai agora pro Boa Rivage, que é aquele hotel que eu falei. Olha que cidade em obra que eu vou. E as pessoas ficam me olhando como se eu fosse maluco. Eu sou um pouquinho, mas não é pra tanto, né? E um cafezinho da manhã? Vai rolar. Merci. Escolhi vir pela rua de dentro, porque na sombra tá fresquinho. Agora no sol, um calor que só. Jesus, aí peguei um atalho da sombra. Já chegamos aqui no Boa Rivage. Então aqui, Fortis.
Fortis has been around since 1912. It's always been Swiss-made, it's family-owned, still independent, still today. Our owner, Jupp, we revamped the whole company back in 2018. So we kind of redefined all our models. So for the beginning, we've started with the Flieger, the aviation-inspired watches, which has been around with us for the past 40 to 50 years somewhat. So we redefined everything. And on the Fliegers, it's obviously a pilot watch, and people always tell us, okay, the most important thing being a pilot is readability. So that's why we've created the most readable watch in the world, which is this one. So we have a very clear dial, a matte black dial, green indices that are glowing at night. And the second thing people told us what they need to do is, if they fly in squadrons, they need to be in line. So we designed the synchro line, which is the top line at 12 o'clock here, which you can see. Mm-hmm. It's got a little gap at 12. So, and if the second hand would move, it would close that gap, so the whole squadron can synchronize the watches to exactly the same time, so they
Nice.
the same time when they fly formation and stuff.
So it's here.
Exactly. Let's wind this up a bit. So if you have that orange hand crossing the gap on the synchro line, you can see that. It closes that gap at 12. So they pull out the crown, wait for everyone, and push it back in. And so they're all at the same time. So all of the watches, maybe some things in general, all of the watches are made from recycled stainless steel, except they're made from titanium, obviously. Then we're always using a triple gasket system in the crown. This is just very few brands only using this. And it makes the crown and the water resistance super secure and everything. So
And the brand is from the German part of Switzerland.
exactly, it's close to the French border, the French-speaking part.
Okay.
It's on the German-speaking part of Switzerland. Yeah. So it's basically at the same place where Breitling was born.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So, and on the Fliegers, we do have a rotating bezel, which is rotating in half-hour clicks. So you have a GMT, a manual GMT, always with you, going both direction, and it runs in half-hour clicks. So that's super interesting for pilots, because they can literally fly through time zones. So all of our watches have this designated clasp, which is super nice. You have that little button in here, you push it, it pulls open. You bring it back, you just do this.
Ah, nice.
And you can literally align to your wrist size, like within 8 millimeters,
Nice.
which is a huge range
Yeah.
throughout the day. Okay, this has been the Fliegers. We have freehand models, we have bicompaxes, which are chronograph models. We do have freehanders also in a smaller version. There's always an original, which is the typical Fortis green and orange, black, stainless steel. So that's...
And I like this size.
This is a 39. You can
Yes.
always read that on the dial. It's called F39.
But it's the same model.
It's the same model, but in an F41. So we have the whole range in 3 sizes. F39, F41, then we have the F43 bicompacts, and then in here we do have the titanium version, which is the F43 triple GMT, where you have 3 different time zones, and it's all made from titanium. And in there we have a Kennedy movement. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah. I visited the factory.
You did. So you know it's it's the Rolls Royce of tool watch movement. So you get 70 hours of power reserve, jumping hour, and stuff.
I really like this size.
You want to try it on?
And later I can try.
Try it on later. Yeah.
How much? What's the price on this one?
We're talking roughly in euros, or in euros it's roughly 2.5. 2.5.
Good pricing also.
Yeah. All right. Then maybe we go and do the Marine Masters.
Marine Masters. Thank you.
In the order we launched it. So Marine Master is, we share the name with Psycho because that question arises quite a lot. But we share the name rights, and we agreed. We have a document where Psycho and us agreed on that we can both use it.
Okay.
So yeah. The Marine Master has been around for the past 70 years. It's actually got its jubilee this year. So it's born in 1954 already. And it's amongst one of the oldest dive watches in the world out there. So it comes in 2 sizes. We have a 40 millimeter and a 44. And obviously it's our playground for colors and, you know, the diver fun.
Yeah. Summer ready.
Summer idea. So we have, as I said, the 40 and the 44. Let's talk about the 44. That comes in with a Fortis own designed Fortis lock system. So it's not a helium valve up here. It is a Fortis lock system where you can actually lock the bezel. So because it's a diving watch, you have to lock the bezel or have a unidirectional bezel to make sure
Nice.
you're going to dive too deep.
Yeah.
So, and because we like bidirectional bezels,
So this is
it's bidirectional.
and you can lock it.
You can lock it wherever you have it. So, for example, now you can't move it. It's locked. And it's got a Fortis lock system which push, turn, it opens up. You can move it in both directions wherever you want. And you can lock it back in just like that.
Nice.
So that's super slick.
It's a very unusual
Yeah.
for a diver.
Yeah, because we said, okay, why should I put a helium valve in there? You know, why should I drill a hole into a watch that's waterless? So that makes no sense. So we said, okay, let's put it that way.
So the only variation are the dials and colors.
Dials, we have the size, and we have the movement. In here, in the smaller versions, we call it pimped Celida-based movement, which is our UW movement, and it comes in chronometer values and performance standards. And in here, we again have a Kennedy movement with 70 hours of power reserve, comes in as a chronometer anyways. And you get 500 meters of water resistance. Here we're talking 300. The dial has a very nice texture on it, the structure. You see that?
Yeah.
So guess what it is? It's actually the O from the Fortis logo.
Okay, yeah.
Fortis logo. On the orange one, you can see better. And obviously on the smaller one, because it won't fit the case, we don't have the Fortis lock system, but you have a unidirectional bezel. It's a super fun watch to go outdoors to do whatever you want.
I love this one.
Yeah, it's absolutely sweet.
And what's the price range?
We're talking about 3,000 here.
3,000 euros?
Yeah.
3,000 euros?
And here we're talking roughly 4,250.
4,000. I really like the blue one.
Yeah. We call it Serenity Blue.
This is Kinesi also.
Now this is the Celita base movement.
Ah, it's the same. It's the
Yeah,
same.
exactly. The smaller ones are made with,
okay.
with the Celita base movement. We have a special edition with an 18-karat gold ring here. So we have, I think there's only like 3 or something left, but it was limited to 50 pieces. It's got an 18-karat bezel ring.
Nice. Very nice.
Then let's move on to what Fortis is all about, space. We've been a spacefaring brand ever since. So we came out with the Stratoliner. The Stratoliner is actually a whole new idea of a watch or a collection. It's something people haven't seen before. It's new, it's absolutely design aspects and stuff like that. But the reason why we did that is because we believe in the future of space and the space traveling and the tourism in space and stuff like that. And so we have a good friend in London, and he's bought a ticket at Virgin Galactic 21 years ago. And he still didn't fly, so we're still waiting. So, so we said, okay, let's sit down, have a chat with the pilots and talk about what's really important and what they need. So what we did here is the first watch for the space tourist. And you can measure your travel to space with that chronograph. In there, we have the Werk 17, which is a manufactured column wheel chronograph, chronometer standard, 60 hours of power reserve. And you have the little blue markings here on the dial, and they describe your flight path. So, you know how Virgin Galactic works?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. I guess. So, see, what they do is they have this big aircraft at the end of the day, which is with 2 aircraft at the basic, and then we have a little rocket mounted in the middle. What they do is they start off in Spaceport America. They go up to 15 kilometers. All right?
Okay.
That takes them 90 minutes. That's the pizza slice down here. When you push the chronograph start button, it counts to 90 minutes down here. So you can see that pizza slice. Mm-hmm. So that's what it counts.
90 minutes.
90 minutes. It takes them for 15 kilometers to set up everything.
So this is dedicated to
Exactly.
this?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Sometimes you gotta be stupid, right?
Gotta be authentic.
For real. So then after 90 minutes, 15 kilometers of altitude, Dave McKay, who's the chief pilot sitting in here, says, listen guys, buckle up, we're gonna launch to space now. So the mothership drops the rocket, goes away, and the rocket goes into space with 3.5 times the speed of sound. And that's what you have on the outer ring. You see that big outer ring?
Yeah.
When you push that button, you can track basically the 90 seconds when you're in space. So it goes really fast, right? 30, 60, 90, and then you're in space. Right? And then you have 15 minutes, that's the top counter, that you are in zero gravity or close to zero gravity in space before you come back down. So that's what the watch is all about.
Very nice. Cara, que absurdo isso.
So that's super unique.
Super unique.
So no one's gonna need it. Yeah. We love it. So, and also the case shape is a bit like reminded of an old rocket module. You have the non-integrated bracelet, which looks a bit like the DeLorean of watch cases, right? Mm-hmm. So that's super nice. Comes in different color variations. Yeah. The movement in here is the same with the Novonaut. As I said, it's the Werk 17, and it's the first and ever only tested space movement. So we've put it on a rocket, we've put it on a stratospheric balloon to test whether it's going to work or not. And then we have the Novonaut. This is basically the legacy of Fortis. So we've been doing this like 30 years, and has been traveling more orbits than any other watch in the world. So this is what they wear on ISS and Mir and in the future space stations. And we kind of redefined the whole design just a little to make it look nicer than the predecessor. So what we have is this is like the legacy option. Comes in as a tool, real tool, you know, tough stainless steel. You have the bezel, rotating bezel goes in both directions. And it's made from ceramics, and it's got a superluminova in the bezel as well. So that's super nice, especially when you're in space, right? And the numbers are not just printed, they are actually applied. They are casted from superluminova, and then they apply it to the dial.
Nice. Very nice.
It comes in a more luxury edition with a polished ceramic bezel, bluish dial. Yeah.
This one's sportier.
Yeah, you see that here, it's now the 13th. Each and every month on the 13th, the date turns orange on every watch. Because once in a month, it reminds you that you bought an awesome watch.
little Easter eggs.
It's not just orange, it's like that fluorescent orange, right?
Nice.
You know?
Bem legal a Fortis. Gostei muito. Gostei do storytelling. Alguns relógios ali eu não podia mostrar, só dia 13 de outubro, então tempinho, né? Mas fiquem ligados aí, que eu vou provavelmente botar no Reels, que eu vou provavelmente botar no Instagram. Agora eu vou ali, que é o pavilhão, eu não fui ontem. Aqui é o pavilhão. Nossa, olha esse G pegou. Deus! Cara, aqui tem uma coisa que é complicada, que é o calor. Porque o problema não é o calor, o problema é como eles lidam com o calor. Então, por exemplo, aqui tem esse salão, né? Forno. Olha os bichos aqui. Eu gostaria de agradecer muito G4 Educação por dois motivos. Primeiro, por serem os patrocinadores desse vídeo, e segundo, por me darem as ferramentas e o ensino de forma direta de como melhorar a gestão da minha empresa. Vocês sabem que eu tenho uma produtora, vocês sabem que eu sou empresário, e por já ter feito alguns cursos do G4, eu consigo otimizar a gestão da minha empresa e estar aqui enquanto a empresa está lá funcionando. Obviamente eu tenho outros sócios, todos já fizeram o curso do G4, então a gente é muito alinhado nesse quesito e esse tipo de viagem é muito importante para o conteúdo. Então agradeço muito o pessoal do G4 Educação, Alfredo, Thales, Nardon, Lisier, por toparem estar comigo aqui nesse lugar maravilhoso. Então, se vocês precisam de ferramentas para aperfeiçoar a gestão da sua empresa, o link está na descrição, não percam tempo, deem uma olhada lá no site da G4 que é muito completo. Agora a gente vai em outro lugar que, como eu falei, é bem descentralizado. Então esse lugar é uma loja de relógio que durante a Watches and Wonders, eu até mostrei a loja, eles também estavam com quórum lá. Então é lá que a gente vai, se chama La Maison de Horologie. Horlogerie. Se chama La Maison de Horlogerie. Estamos indo lá agora. Vai comigo! Vamos ver o que tem de bom? Aproveitar que estamos aqui. Cara, essa loja é um absurdo. Eu acho que hoje tá rolando aqui os couros. Vamos ver.
For the first part of the year, for the first half of the year, what we have done is also we have released also in terms of the Emeralds collection, the using a material that we have not used before at Quorum. Yeah, it is not a brand new material. Yeah, that's for sure, but it's something that we have not used previously under the Emeralds collection. It's the Emeralds 42mm ceramic. This version is called a Splash, because as you can see, with a splash of colors on it. Why have we not used ceramic before in the Emeralds collection? Yeah, even though it's relatively used material for many years through other watch brands and so on, because if you look at the other watch brands, ceramic has been used mainly in a round case. To do a shaped case like the Emeralds collection, it actually takes a lot more work to be done. Yeah, because ceramic itself, while it is one of the hardest material, it is also very brittle.
Yes.
Yeah, so for that to do it in a shaped case with a shaped bezel, yeah, it actually requires more than almost 2.5 times the work to be done. Yeah. So we have released this model in the 42mm case in the white ceramic. Yeah, what we call the Splash. But at the same time, another fun version, which we call the 42mm tech. So we also have the 42mm, but this is in the black ceramic,
Okay.
full black matte ceramic, the ceramic case and the ceramic bezel as well. And why we call it a tech, because if you look at it, it's a little bit of graffiti within.
Nice.
Yeah. So it creates a little bit of effect, like you see it, you don't see it kind of effect. Yeah. So it's a graffiti effect. So these are the more, I would say, the more fun part of it, despite the Emeralds collection already being in Quorum since many years.
Nice.
Yeah. So on top of that, we have the more traditional versions, which is still ceramic. Yes, as I mentioned, this year we are trying to go up to do something that we have not done before at Quorum. So these are the more traditional designs. If you compare it, yeah, this is a fun version, this is Splash, but this is the more classical design,
Like
of the
summer version.
yeah, more classical design of the Emeralds collection, but both in ceramic cases, but these two will be in with a rose gold bezel. Yeah, but everything else remains the same with the DNA of the collection, with the usage of the nautical pennants also, but just in a different format. Yeah.
Nice. And what's the size? 44?
42.
42?
42 millimeters. Yes.
And in-house movement?
No.
No?
For the Emeralds collection, we do have a few different variations. Yeah. For example, in certain models, we do have more like developed movements. But for the regular pieces, we use mostly either Ita or Salita.
Salita.
Yeah. Because this for us, Quorum has never been known as a brand that is doing its own movements. It's really about design and so on, and playing with materials. So for a piece like that, yeah, we are using a standard movement because this has all been test and tried.
Yes.
So we know that it will continue working for the next many years. Also, even if one day none of us are here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are models that already existed.
Yeah, that was released this year.
This year,
in April.
Watches and Wonders.
Yeah, doing Watches and Wonders that we released.
And you were here also, right?
Yes.
In the same place.
Yeah, we were here. And then for the ladies, also, what we have done this year, this was not shown in April, but this has been released, since been released. There's two different models in the 38mm case. One with the use of the malachite dowel, stone dowel, and the other one with the aventurine dowel.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
I love the malachite dial.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the next big trend
Well, I think
and adventuring also.
and the color itself is a very attractive color also. So for the ladies, well, it's still these are two in solid rose gold cases itself. Yeah. 38 millimeters. So these are the key references for the ladies. On top of that, because we have been taking steps to streamline also the collection since over the years. So now the Emeralds collection is focused more on 38mm for ladies, 42 and 45 for men's. So we have these two models of the men's collection of the 45mm. One which is the chrono version, titanium black PVD case. Yep. And the 45mm case. The next one that you see, if you look at it, it seems like a watch that's all black.
This is really nice.
Yeah. But if you look at it,
ooh, I love this one.
so the case itself is infused with luminescence. Yeah.
This is
So that it glows in the dark.
Selita also?
No.
This
No.
is in-house.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's in-house, but we jointly developed the movement with a movement company called Flieger. Yeah,
This is very nice.
yeah. So this is actually a second reiteration of what we have done previously. Yeah. So we actually use forged carbon that has been heated up to about 60 degrees, and we pour in luminescence. Yeah. So, and then furthering that as well, we had to freeze it immediately because luminescence is denser than carbon. So if you do not harden it immediately, then it will all drip inside. It will all flow inside. So to do that, we have to use nitrogen to freeze it, which is the fastest way. Yeah. So in fact, a limited edition of 25 pieces, but every piece is slightly unique because you will never get the luminescence at the same position each time.
Nice. And what's the price on this one?
This one is the retail price is 36,000 Swiss francs.
36.
Yeah. So the movement itself is also jointly developed with Flieger. Yeah. And like you mentioned, okay, there is another little Easter egg within the watch, because at the 9 o'clock position is actually a 3 minutes counter. Most brands, or even related to sailing brands, who are models, will have either 1 minute or 5 minutes counter, which is traditionally what sailing is all about. 5 minutes to inform you that it's almost time to get ready, and 1 minute where it's time to go to the starting line. Yeah. But why do we do a 3 minutes, which is almost never done? Yeah, because the 3 minutes counter is actually just our own little fun way of paying tribute to the 3 original founders of Quorum. Mr. Rene Van Vat, Mr. Gaston Ruiz, and Ms. Simone Ruiz.
Nice.
So they were the 3 founding members of the 3 founding fathers of Quorum. So this is our little own way of paying tribute to them, taking always our past, our DNA, and putting it into the future, like this piece where it's a futuristic case as well, you know. So this year, in fact, we have launched only 2 bubbles. There are 2 bubble pieces. One with the first piece that came out is actually the Eye of the Dragon. Yeah. So the bubble itself has always been known for its magnifying and optical effect as well. So if you look at it from different angles, yeah, it all looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is also the fun part of the bubble collection. But when we first launched this was as a prelude to the second piece, because this will keep you wondering what is it actually. Yeah, and then also because it's also the Year of the Dragon, so that's why as the Eye of the Dragon came out, followed by the dragon itself.
Very nice.
Yeah, so the bubble this year with 2 versions, the Eye of the Dragon.
So this is the new one.
Yeah, these 2 are the new ones this year, and the only bubbles that will be produced this year. All in limited editions as well.
Very exotic, this one.
Thank you.
Let me see this one. Isso aqui é comemoração ao Ano do Dragão, Year of the Dragon. Na cultura chinesa. It's Chinese, right? The dragon.
Yeah.
Year of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Chinese New Year.
Yeah, for this year, the Zodiac year.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So this is a piece unique.
Yeah, unique piece. So this piece is actually, as you can see also with all the decoration here, well, the welcome to the jungle. Yeah. So we have done using the golden bridge movement, a fully rose gold snake wrapping around the movement in the foliage, in the jungle.
Can you just talk about a little bit about the Golden Bridge?
Yeah, sure. So the Golden Bridge itself, the movement was actually developed by Mr. Vincent Calabres and Mr. René Banbat since 1977, and it was finally released in 1980. So in the watch industry, it's actually the icon because it is the only one and only model that has inline baguette movement. So over the years, as well, the movement has evolved through the different evolutions until also 10 years ago, about 12 years ago, we released the first automatic inline baguette movement as well. But it's not just taking a round movement and making it straight. Yeah, it's a lot more complex in it. It's a lot more complex than that, and because the movement itself comprises of more than 170 different components, just that we don't see it. Another thing also, when we talk about the Golden Bridge, the bridges itself are always in rose gold or white gold, and are always hand engraved with the three ferns of La Chaux de Fonds, which is where Forum is located. Yeah. So these are the key characteristics of the Golden Bridge collection. So if you look at it also, not only the snake is in rose gold, even the foliage that you can see is all in rose gold, handcrafted, and then they are hand painted enamel. Yeah. Yeah. And what's also the very unique about this, if you look through the sides, you have to look very clearly. The snake itself, even though it's wrapping around the movement, it does not touch the movement. Because if you touch the movement, then you will have an impact on the precision. So it wraps around, but it's not touching. Yeah. So that's also something that's technically very, very difficult to achieve. And then if you look at the case back, also you can see the foliage itself.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah. So why did we choose the snake for this Golden Bridge as well? Because the snake is actually, it's not just because of the Chinese zodiac that's coming up next year.
Next year is snake.
Of the snake, but it's not that's not the only reason. Because if you look at it, the snake has always been known as a symbol of creative life force, of transformation, of rebirth. So for us also, the Golden Bridge is such an icon in the industry of creativity, of doing something that has never been done in the entire industry before. So this is one of the reasons why we choose a snake as well, because it's a creative life force. There's no other, how many other animals are there or reptiles that has something like that. And then when it comes to transformation, when it comes to rebirth also, because actually a snake goes through the slowing, what we call it, sloughing. The shedding of the skin and coming up again a few times in its entire lifetime. So this is also showing the transformation of Quorum since the many years we have undergoing transformation, but yet we are still the same. We are still the same, but just that we are different each time. So that is why also the symbol of the snake, using the snake as a symbol for this particular timepiece, is also the key focus for us to show that next year is the 70 years of Quorum. So
70.
70.
70.
So it's also as a creative life force in the watch industry, because we have always done things that have been very different.
Yes.
It is also our rebirth. It is also our next transformation.
This is unbelievable. Rotate. Case back. Nossa, que loucura, cara. Beautiful, beautiful
So
one.
yeah, this is actually the key highlight, even though it's a unique piece. Yeah, but then also Corum has always been known for doing small quantities. It's not we are not a mass brand. We have always been known as a niche brand also. So by doing unique pieces, this is something that has allowed us to also reach out to also some of our loyal customers who are looking for something very different.
How many watches Corum produces per year?
On average, since last year, we produce on average about 1,500 to 2,000
Okay.
watches per year, of which unique pieces comprises of a big percentage of it as well, or specially commissioned pieces for clients, special projects, so on.
Mais uma marca com storytelling muito amarrado. Vocês viram ali a serpente, né? Piece Unique. Uma coisa realmente muito legal. Muito exótica, mas muito legal. Eu vim na loja aqui do lado. Aí só pode filmar essa parte. É uma exposição do leilão Future Grail. Só Patek Philippe. Bom, ele ofereceu para mostrar um lote para mim. Obviamente eu vou ver, né? Uma coisa de louco aqui que nós temos. Vamos ver o que ele vai trazer. Bonjour! Esse é um Patek Philippe 3970J, cronógrafo, calendário perpétuo, mostrador opalina, two-tone, então tem subdial, fases da lua, ele é de 1988, então está entre 200 mil e 400 mil dólares. Uma verdadeira loucura. Conheci, quando eu estava filmando o Patek Philippe ali, bom, saí da Corum, era uma loja que eu já queria ir, porque eles, da última vez que eu vim, estavam fechados, eu não conseguia entrar, então ali do lado estava rolando o leilão, uma exposição do leilão só de Patek Philippe, e mostrei para vocês aí esse Patek Philippe. Simplesmente fantástico. E nisso eu conheci o ex-diretor do Museu da Patek Philippe. Ele trabalhou 12 anos no Museu da Patek Philippe. E... enfim, coisa de maluco. Aí eu fui na loja, não podia filmar. Sério, é um negócio assim de maluco. Tinha um Patek Philippe lacrado de 2008. 200 mil francos suíços. Realmente é uma coisa assim, fora desse mundo. E voltando, como eu falei, descentralizado, Breguet junto com Blancpain. Então aqui é o próximo compromisso. E nós temos aqui uma baguncinha da boca. Vamos ver que eu tô com tempo. Rolando um cafezinho aqui. Queijinho. Olha quantas gostosuras. Bulgari é ali. Vamos na Lampa. Ah, e a Long Jeans, que a gente veio ontem, aqui. Esse aqui é o lançamento de 2024. Era 45mm, agora eles lançaram 42.3. Então esse titanium e ouro. Cara, o que é leve? Esse aqui é todo de titânio. Basicamente, eles estão disponíveis nas todas as versões. Tem ouro com azul, só não tem ouro com a pulseira. E titânio preto com pulseira de borracha. Esse é o calibre 13 e 15, lançado em 2007. Bem bonito. Esse é o Bathscape. 50 Fathoms.
Flyback chronograph,
Flyback chrono. 36 mil oscilações por minuto. Por hora, desculpa. É preciso 1/10 de segundo. Todo em cerâmica esse aqui. Demorou 4 anos para desenvolver. Também tem o caseback. Isso aqui eles patentearam porque não tem espaço quase. E eles fizeram de um jeito que, se eles não tivessem patenteado dessa forma, se os lentes dobrassem muito, eles poderiam quebrar. Então, dessa forma, eles não se tocam e não quebram. E ele não dobra. Esse aqui, o primeiro feminino foi lançado em 1930 na Blancpain. E essa linha foi ano passado, é automático. E eles não têm nenhum relógio quartzo, madrepérola, diamante e fase da lua. E ouro amarelo. E ouro branco, do outro quilates também, só que esse é mais colorido. Até o detalhe da fases da lua é uma lua feminina. É Air Command Collection, inspirado num crono de 1956. Cara, que relógio lindo! Então, esse é a massa oscilante. Esse é o Flieger, calendário perpétuo. O mostrador é baseado nas cores onde é a fábrica. Então, todos eles têm a massa oscilante com esse efeito honeycomb.
All the movement is decorated and it's magnetic also, just like the watches. And also there is a small thing which you can see here. They're called underlug correctors. We patented them in 2007. We're the only ones.
Tem aqui um underlug corrector. And what does this do?
So actually it's just, if you want to adjust calendar indications, you can do that. Just use your fingers.
Para ajustar as funções do calendário.
We don't have to own face, right?
And one moment, we try to adjust the calendar
And one with
while the watch is ready to it. It's between 9 p.m. and midnight. There is a clutching system, and actually nothing happens. Okay? You can use the correctors, but nothing will happen.
Se o calendário já estiver se ajustando, ele vai parar automaticamente, nada vai acontecer. It's to protect the movement.
It's a secure movement.
É para proteger o movimento. Esse é o Flieger Flying Tourbillon,
Flying tourbillon,
o turbilhão em cima, e o
flying carousel.
Flying Carousel embaixo, ou seja, ele tem duas complicações de precisão. Bom, isso foi a Blancpain. Gostei bastante dos modelos mais clássicos. Agora vamos de Breguet. Que é Breguet, Glachour e Blancpain.
Because Abraham Lepoquet is the one who invented guillochage, but he was the first to introduce guillochage in watchmaking, and especially on dials. And here, the guillochage has a wave pattern. The pearl again reminds the spirit of the collection.
Então, o Louis Breguet, ele em todas as peças remetem a alguma história da marca. Então, o Louis Breguet foi em 1815 nomeado para fazer os cronógrafos da Marinha Francesa, da Royal French Marine. E aí esse é uma homenagem a isso. Então é um crono white gold, né, ouro branco,
White gold, yes.
com guilloché, isso guilloché?
It's guilloché.
Guilloché e cronógrafo, com baguetes no bezel. E a mesma coisa aqui, mas em ouro amarelo. E tem diamante no dial também.
This is called classic double tourbillon quai de l'horloge.
Classic double tourbillon.
Quai de l'horloge. But quai de l'horloge, I'm gonna explain you what is it. So we have two tourbillons working independently each other with their own train gear and their own barrel. And they are connected together by a bridge. And as you can see, the bridge is blue on one side. Why? Because it's the hour hand. Because both tourbillons are installed on a main plate, rotating once in 12 hours. Quai is the building where our company was founded, on the Ile de la Cité in Paris. And if you turn the watch and take a look, you will see an amazing engravement of this place. So it's a view from the sky on the building and all that area. You have the Seine, you have the Pont Neuf, you have the Place Dauphine behind, and it's really an amazing work.
This is impressive.
Yes.
How many pieces?
It's not limited,
It's not limited.
but of course we say it's self-limited.
Production limited.
Yes, because we cannot and we don't want to have too many pieces of such a masterpiece.
This is a piece of art. Real piece of art.
It is, yes. And only the engravement at the back takes 10 hours to do.
So the engravement is a homage for Paris.
It's actually, if I can show you, here is a building. The building is called Quai de l'Horloge. And Quai de l'Horloge is where the brand was founded in 1775.
E Breguet, todos os movimentos são mecânicos, não tem quartzo no Breguet. Aqui tem uma máquina de guilloché, ó. Aí você vê ali. Bem legal. Essa é a boutique da Breguet. Bem bacana, Breguet, inclusive acho que é a primeira que eu vi agora que oferecia essa experiênciazinha. Atendimento, né? Não preciso nem falar, nota 1.000.000. E vamos... E o nosso dia acabou. Vamos fazer o nosso resuminho? Bom, terminamos aqui mais um dia, segundo dia. Começamos o dia com Fortes, uma marca suíça-alemã. Achei bem interessante o storytelling, eles têm muito essa pegada de espaço. Tem aquele relógio do Stratosphere que o cara explicou. Achei a construção muito legal, principalmente o azul Marine Master. Achei espetacular, acho que custa uns 2.000 francos, algo do tipo. Bem legal. Depois de lá nós tivemos... Eu fui me perder pelas ruas e Onde eu fui parar? Fui na Quorum, que era 1 hora. Cheguei lá, muito interessante, principalmente o Piscinic. O que eu mais gostei, obviamente, foi aquela loja do lado, na exposição de Patek Philippe. Conheci o ex-diretor, que ficou 12 anos no Museu da Patek Philippe. Absurdo, troquei uma ideia com ele. Blancpain, assim, eu acho o Blancpain muito caro. Então, parto desse princípio que é muito caro. Teria, né? Gostei muito do crono pequeno, 36mm, parece que tem 34, mas 17 mil francos suíços é loucura. Calendário perpétuo, não tenho nem o que falar, lindo, e o turbilhão também, coisa de maluco. O que eu mais gostei, achei mais bonito, calendário chinês que eu nunca tinha visto. Tá? Breguet, logo do lado, Breguet, lindas as peças, que ela explicou que todas as novidades eles tentam atrelar a alguma história da Breguet. Então, tinha aquele crono em homenagem ao Louis Breguet ter sido escolhido como cronógrafo oficial da Marinha Francesa, da Royal French Marine. Muito legal a exposiçãozinha ali na Breguet, achei legal, bem bacana. Só que talvez a Breguet esteja perdendo um pouco, não vou falar isso, perdendo a essência, mas eu gosto das peças mais clássicas, mais tradicionais da Breguet, acho mais chique, né? Então, mas enfim, gostei de tudo, gostei que tinha uma exposiçãozinha ali, uma experiência, você podia fazer um guilloche dial, você podia fazer mais um negocinho ali, tinha um watchmaker ali explicando o que era o que, isso foi bem legal. Por hoje é só, nos vemos semana que vem. Se você não é inscrito, se inscreva no canal, toda terça, quinta e domingo tem vídeo novo. O que vocês querem ver aqui além da Suíça? Coloca nos comentários, vem comigo!